this is a personal thrill and pleasure to welcome a real motor racing legend onto Insight this week, Willie Hepburn. I don't know how we're going to take more than 50 years of you being a complete motor racing god in this country and just condense it into 10 minutes. But it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Marius. It's a pleasure being here.
Where do we start?
I don't know.
Where did it start?
It started in 1965, a little Morris 1000 that I used as my road car.
It was also a hill climb car too.
That's the one I eventually did the Krugersdorp hill climb with. And I went to Kyle Army. We used to always have practice the week before, and I spun it and bent all the wheels. Never completed a lap. So a week later is the race. I got there too late to qualify, so I started 36th on the grid, and I won the race.
I read about that. I mean, you were given some award for that race, because everyone was like, "Oh my word, how did you do it?" You lapped everyone up to second.
Yes.
My word.
And it was just one of those things, you know, we weren't prepared as a racing car, and it didn't have a roll cage or anything.
But Willie, growing up, I mean, was there a dad that was into cars and you followed that route, or were you a little kid that tinkered around with things? How did you know that you were into cars?
Well, it started off, my dad was a mechanic in his early days, but we weren't really a wealthy family. We didn't have any cars to tinker on or anything. But when I started my apprenticeship, I went for apprentice motor mechanic, and one of the guys that was working there was one of those guys who wanted to hot rod his engine, so I got enthusiastic about it, and so it went on, you know.
I think that's what, you know, a lot of, when people speak about Willie Hepburn, I think that is one of the things that stands out for them, is that you've done it like as a privateer. You know, to have been in the business for this long, you've always been building your own cars. Your knowledge of cars and also the way you help people in the pits is one of those things that make you fearsome and probably hated on track, but amazing in the paddock.
Yes, I always help everybody, because I believe that if I've got the knowledge, why not share it? And right throughout the years, I've always helped everybody, even my closest rivals. Yeah. And I remember one day Dave Charlton asked me to prepare his Mazda. So he said, "How do I know that you'll do a good job for me?" I said, "That's easy, Dave. Yeah. On the start line, you take my car and I'll take yours."
Wow.
And that put the end of it.
End of that discussion. Yeah. Hey, they've been 50 years, lots of races, a trophy cabinet that is chock-a-block. But here you are at 74, nearly 75, still turning up. I mean, you had hill climb now recently, doing 42s in this car that was built in what, 89?
1989, yeah.
Insane. What keeps you at the track?
I don't really know, other than the enthusiasm. In 2008, I decided I've had enough. I've spent all my wife's money and I must stop.
We all need a good wife like that, eh?
And I couldn't stop. Yeah. I had the car and it was standing there. I thought, well, let me have a go. And I've continued on, and I just never gave up.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's not that you're continuing on and you're like back of the field. I mean, you're still winning races, and more importantly, you're the guy that people come to see racing these days. Motor racing has changed so much. It's almost sad that we don't have legends like you that we're producing at the moment.
Yes, I remember the days when Tony and Ben and I used to have goes, and George Santana, and people used to come there just to watch those three cars, because we were so competitive and it was enjoyable. Today, it's more about the show, not the racing. Yeah. And that's the sad thing about it, is because I want to race, I want to scare myself in every corner and see where the limit is.
Do you still get that thrill?
Yes.
Is it when you get onto the grid and the lights are about to go out, or is it in the race?
No,
how do you describe
once the race starts, then I'm okay, but up until then I'm also nervous. You know, you want to go to the toilet and things like that.
You think after more than 50 years it'd be like, oh, blasé, but I suppose the minute it is when you lose that thrill.
When you start making mistakes. Yeah, no, I'm always enthusiastic about it, and I put in every effort I can. Yeah. And all the 52 years that I've been doing it, I have to get the best out of what I'm doing. And the nice thing about it is I do it myself. Yeah. And when you're driving the car, it's like having X-ray vision of every part moving, because you know exactly what it is. So it's not a rented drive.
But you see, that's also rare, because I think the racing driver that's being produced these days is arrive and drive. You know, they probably don't have that knowledge that you have from a mechanical perspective. So it's like that era is also gone.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Now, I know we're sitting with the baby. Out of all the cars you've driven, what's been your favorite? Can you pick one?
I would say my favorite was the SS Chev. It was a big lumbering ox, and we had a limit on cc's, but the very first race I did with it, I blew the engine, and after that I won 9 on the trot.
Amazing. driving a car like you're modified, what do you need to do? What's the unique skill set in a car like this?
It's all to do with the computer in here, and that is you've got to get it programmed to do what you know you can do. And when you approach a corner, without thinking about it, you do what you have to. And the same as if you put a new set of tires on, you were 2 seconds a lap quicker. You didn't feel any different, but your mind must have adjusted you to accept that extra grip.
It's unbelievable, because I mean the amount of knowledge and experience that you have. I mean, you could literally get into any car and just really understand what goes into driving a car quickly. I mean, you haven't only done well in South Africa, but you've won races overseas as well.
Yeah, I went to America in July 2000 on the 3rd or 4th of July weekend, and I arrived there 4 o'clock in the morning, having had no sleep traveling.
Jet lag.
And I went straight out and put it 5th on the grid. And then the following day we had another race, which I won. And the 3rd day we had another race, and I won that as well.
I'm assuming people are going to be talking about stuff like that, going, geez, who is this guy from South Africa? I mean, people don't always realize the legends that we've produced from a motor racing perspective.
Yeah, the guy that I drove for over there says they phone him on a regular basis, say, where's your South African friend?
Your SA connection, arrive and drive, and he wins. Okay, so hill climb, done and dusted. Here you are, it's nearly 75, blowing away the youngsters who are spending, we're talking proper millions on their cars. Where does it end for you? Have you got any goals left? Is there anything more that you want to achieve?
I haven't got really any goals. I now sort of plan for next year, like the hill climb. What can I do to improve it just that little bit? And what did I learn from this year? And obviously for next year, I'd like to try a bit harder, maybe get closer to the top. I got up to 6th place in this year's one.
It's unbelievable. I mean, already they changed. You said you went and put an aluminium block in, which lost you, what, like 60 kilograms probably?
Yes, made it quite a bit lighter.
Amazing. But I mean, still, just to get off the line, there's no launch control in this.
No.
The launch control is that computer you were talking
exactly.
about in your head. And circuit racing, I mean, where do you see circuit racing going in South Africa? I know, like, yeah, we had Swartkorps, you know, the Toys do a great job with their passion for speed festival and historic racing. Is that still something that you think is going to keep growing in SA?
Yes, I think the historic racing is the only place to go now. Yeah. The expensive stuff is fading because it's becoming too expensive. Yeah. Tires, if you want to be competitive, you're looking at 30,000 Rand a race.
It's
and
crazy.
People can't waste that sort of money, and I mean waste.
Yeah.
But I'm busy building a Studebaker Lark, a Daytona, for the Legends of the 9 Hour. And I'm hoping to come and do what I did with the Camaro.
So that's going to be Sar or Henny, all of you guys going door to door. It's going to be fantastic.
That's the way to do it, yeah.
Willie, in 10 minutes goes by so quickly, but I mean, just like I said, an absolute pleasure to have had you on the show. I mean, when I see you in the pits, you're always friendly, you're always helpful, you're always chatting, and I think that is what motor racing needs more of, is guys they can look up to. It's been a thrill.
Thank you, Marius.
Thank you so much. I hope I get to see you for many, many more years on the track.
Thank you very much. I'll keep trying.